All right, Raptor fans, what is going on? This is RPGT here once again. Recapping this playoff series between the Toronto Raptors and the Philadelphia 76ers. Game 2 tonight. Sixers leading the series 1-0, and they end up winning game 2 112-97. And if you can tell the reaction on my face, my expression right now, there's a bit of sadness, but still hope. There's still hope with the Raptors. And there's so much to get into this one here, but I'm not going to try to make it too long. The Raptors definitely need Scotty Barnes. I mean, it's obvious he's like the Tyrese Maxey with Philadelphia. And with no Barnes, he had a walking boot, but he was with the team. Earlier, before, there was reports that 3 players might be out. So we know that Barnes was going to be out, but Gary Trent Jr. and Thaddeus Young were probably the other two. Those two played. Gary Trent Jr. did play, but he didn't look good out there. Did not look good. 0 points for him tonight. He had to leave the game. Some illness. So now that the Raptors have until Wednesday, which is game 3, back at home. Don't know what the status is going to be for Gary Trent Jr. But the Raptors in this game, they got out to a good start. 8-0 run. And here I am, I'm watching the game, I'm like, okay, that's what I like to see. Come out strong. The Sixers knew that the Raptors were going to come out strong after, that first game. So the Raptors set the tone early. But then for some reason, like it pains me to just say this, but the foul calls against Toronto, and most of them on OG Anunoby, Cambridge, who came in the game, gets 2, and who is the person on the other end drawing the fouls? Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid goes to the line about 6-7 times in that first quarter. And one of the foul that he drawn was against Pascal Siakam. And for some reason, I'm watching the replay. I'm like, where's the foul on this? He gets the easy layup. Okay, move on. But the refs calls a foul. I'm not going to be here talking about the foul calls, how Philadelphia is getting more help from the refs. I mean, this is playoff time, but during the playoffs, and especially even regular season, this is why I like with NBA, this needs to stop. These NBA officials are just making they're having more support, if that's the word I'm looking for. They're giving more support to the superstar team, the superstars, the player like Joel Embiid, James Harden, those guys. They're getting more refereeing help because, oh yeah, my name is Joel Embiid. I'm a scoring champion. I'm in the MVP voting race. I should get more calls towards me. Give me the call. If you don't, I'm going to complain and blah, 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 blah. Joel Embiid had 19 points in game 1. Tonight, first quarter alone, he scores 19. And most of those 19 points coming from the free throw line. Oh, yeah. Joel Embiid was having his way tonight in that first quarter. As I said, the Raptors coming out strong. They look good. Everything was falling. And then after that, I mean, like the silly fouls that the Raptors were committing, like most of them, they had to just make sure like they were not committing fouls. Like especially OG Anunoby, like he was jumping into the shooters. I mean, Birch also, I say he came in with those two. But give Raptors credit, they did keep the game close in that first quarter. So Raptors were down. Well, actually, the Raptors were up 33-32. And then the second quarter happens. The second quarter, where the Raptors basically just gave up. And from there, I said, yep, that's it. That's it. 35-19 for the Sixers. The Raptors are just leaving guys open. Like Sixers open, like Danny Green and others, and Embiid still, okay. Nothing was going right for that second quarter for the Raptors. Nothing was going right. Like, even if they were making shots, they weren't falling. Like, I mean, it was a horrible, awful quarter. And I've never seen that type of playoff, maybe in a long time, performance for the Raptors like that. So, I mean, horrible quarter. Raptors trailing at the half, 67-52. Down by 15. Okay. And third quarter, here we go again. Sixers outscoring the Raptors 28-19. And who's it again? Nappy head, fake dreadlock, Tyrese Maxey. I swear, like, if I hear Tyrese Maxey name again in Game 3, like how I've been hearing his name being called from Matt Devlin and Jack Armstrong in the first 2 games, I'm going to lose it. So the Raptors, like, if they can't find a way to stop Embiid, I mean, tonight they did contain James Harden. James Harden had 14 points in this game. I'm going to get to Embiid and Maxey scores later, and the Raptors after. But if you can't stop Embiid, you can't stop Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris had another great game, 20 double-double, 20 points, 10 rebounds. Tyrese Maxey, hey, 23 points. Okay, well, look. At least he did not get 38. But still, this guy, I mean, I'm so sick and tired of hearing this guy's name. If I'm more sick and tired of hearing the SOB Joel Embiid, which he is. He's a SOB. He's a clumsy SOB. He's a punk. Okay? He's a dirty player. And especially, like, the first quarter. As I say, there's so much to get into this game. The first quarter, like, Embiid is trying to pick a fight with OG Anunoby. For what? I mean, if you're trying to get position, like, you don't have to be. I mean, okay. So third quarter, Raptors, yeah, I expect the Raptors to come out after the break. Nick Nurse trying to get his team, like, okay, let's go. We're down by 15. Let's do what we did in the first quarter. I get it. The second quarter was awful, but let's go. Third quarter, let's go. Nope, nope. Um, I don't know, right? And so the Raptors down, still down. But then the fourth quarter happens, and then here comes the Raptors. Raptors did make a little run. They went on a 22 run midway in that fourth quarter to get the game close. They were close after being down by 29. They're down by 29, but as I said, this game was over for me from the second quarter. 35 point for the Sixers. Basically, this set the game match for Philadelphia. And as I said, the Raptors basically just did not have it. No answer again. And it feels like 2019 in the third round. Now, I'm not saying when the Raptors were down 0-2 to Milwaukee on the road, I mean, that's a different team. This is a younger team. This is the Raptors team that does not have a lot of veterans on their team. No, there's no Lowry, there's no Kawhi. I remember Danny Green was on that team, and Danny Green, my goodness, Danny Green dunking. Like, are you kidding me? Okay. Raptors. Look, okay, 3 players in the starting lineup scored 20 plus points. Siakam had a double-double. He had 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. Anunoby, 26 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists. And Fred VanVleet, look, I mean, he had a great game in that first half, and then he just kind of, stopped playing for a little bit. He did finish with 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 7 assists. Chris Boucher, off the bench, had 17 points, 8 rebounds. And I'm thinking maybe if Gary Trent Jr. does not go, you got to put in Boucher for game 3. Sixers, well, all 5 starters were in double digits. Embiid leading the way with 31 points, 11 rebounds, double-double. As I said, Tobias Harris with a double-double, 20 points, 10 rebounds. And Maxey with 23. Harden with 14, 6 and 6. And the bench, not even getting into the bench with both teams. But you want to talk about stats? I talk about the free throws and the foul calls that the Raptors, not the Raptors, were the Sixers were getting. Sixers went to the line 30 times. Raptors, 12 times. Sixers were 26 for 30. And the Raptors were 10 for 12. Go figure. And this is what I'm talking about. If you're going to be fair, okay? If you're going to call a foul for one team, call the foul on the other team. If you're not going to call a foul on that team, don't call a foul. If it, some of these weak-ass fouls, excuse my language, that the Raptors are getting, were just ridiculous. If you thought game 1 was worse, then game 2, where the Sixers got into the Raptors' head and they looked at it, hey, this is our advantage. Raptors are gonna foul, so we're gonna foul them. And that's what Doc Rivers told his teammate. Whatever you do, hey, look, we have the refs on our side. The officials are gonna be on our side. We're at home, so I better hope game three that the refs will be on the Raptors side, and that the Raptors use the crowd energy to help uh, them during the series. But look, the series is not over. As I said, I might be a little bit sad, but I'm not. A team has to win 4 games, right? Sixers have 2. Now, as I get back to that 2019 um, third round where the Raptors went on to win the Eastern Conference Championship, yeah, they were down 0-2 to a team that was supposed to win it all in 2019. Whoa, I really don't know if Milwaukee was going to beat Golden State. I don't know, but Milwaukee was up there to win that because they were the number 1 seed. Now here we go. 3 years later, this is the first round. This is not the third round here, and the Sixers are as a good of a team like Milwaukee back then. So the Raptors have their work cut out for them. And if anything, they have to work on, like, I don't know if I want to get into game plans for game 3, man. I mean, you could try everything, but I think what the Raptors, one of their problems that they need to stop doing is fouling. Don't let the Sixers get into your head, because the moment the Sixers get into your head and they realize that, okay, well, the Raptors look disinterested, they look like they don't want to play anymore, we're going to keep fouling them, we're going to go to the line, hey, the refs are on our side, we know that the officials, they don't like Canada, Adam Silver does not like Canada. I'm sorry, I'm not. But yeah, but you can't let Philadelphia get into your head. Don't let them get it. Like, the moment they do, it's going to be a long series, and I don't want to use the S word in here, and I don't want to make Shaquille O'Neal when he said before the series. I mean, so a lot of stuff the Raptors got to work on. Gary Trent Jr., I don't know if he's going to be able to go. Like, even tonight, man, he just looked like he didn't look all that good, man. Right? He did not look well. Siakam, I mean, look, 24 in game 1, 20 tonight. OG Anunoby with 20 in game 1. He had 26 tonight. Fred VanVleet had 18 tonight. He had 20, 18 in game 1, I should say. So, I mean, you got the three main core players, Anunoby, Siakam, and VanVleet, scoring in 20 plus points. But still, it's, if you can't get other guys going, it's going to be a long series. And the Raptors also, like, there's got to be a way they have to try to contain this nappy head Tyrese Maxey person here. And not only him, even Joel Embiid. And at the end of the game, Joel Embiid, for some reason, I don't know what the conversation between him and Nurse was about. Like, I don't know what he was trying to. What was he trying to get in Nurse's head and trying to talk some nonsense to him, or I see Nurse's reaction like, okay, okay, okay. So, I mean, this is why I Joel Embiid. He's a great player, but he's a sob. Okay, that's what he is. So Raptors are down 0-2 in this series. Raptor Nation, um, let's not give up hope. Let's not give up hope. If history repeats itself, let's hope that it repeats itself like it did in 2019 against Milwaukee. Same situation. Raptors were down 0-2, and you know the rest. That's going to do it for me, everyone. I know this is one of my longest post-game reaction here. But hey, follow for more, and subscribe if you would like. Thank you for watching. Take care. Game 3, Wednesday night at 8 p.m. All right. Signing off.